Well, hey folks, this is John with Ozarks Backroads with you. We're back out in the woods today. We are in north central Arkansas in the Ozarks National Forest today. We got the mighty V-Strom with us. We're going to take it out in the government woods. I've got a couple of places on a creek that I want to visit, some really pretty spots that I've been to before. And then I'm going to ride some roads that I've never been on before. We're going to end up at a little town in Arkansas called Calico Rock. It's a really beautiful little spot on the White River. I invite you all to stick around. We'll take a ride on the mighty V-Strom here in the government woods in north central Arkansas. So we're out in the Ozark National Forest today, down below Mountain Home, Arkansas, about 30 or 40 miles. And out in the government woods. I'll put a map up here and show you the route we're going to take today, or some of it, get an idea where we're at. We got a beautiful spring day going on here in the Ozarks. It's starting to warm up in the middle of May, and it's supposed to be 90 degrees today already. So that's a little bit excessive, but oh well. Take what you get. This is a really beautiful part of the Ozarks right in here. A lot of people come here just to hike. A lot of hiking trails in this national forest right here. And a lot of up and down. Bring your gears with you if you're riding a bike. You're going to need them. Mainly first and second. Those seem to be the ones that get the most wear. Let's see if we can sneak the drone up and just kind of get a little shot of where we're at here in the world. Got the drone up. I haven't seen the footage yet. I can't really see on my little monitor in the sun, but I'm sure it was adequately stunning. I don't see how it couldn't be. Oh, this road's washed out a little bit. Got some interesting places in it, some washed out spots. So this will take us down to the creek down in the bottom of that valley we were flying over. Pretty neat spot down here. I kind of like it. They got a little campground. You can, or some dry camping. I wouldn't say it was a campground, but you can camp down here. There's some old creek bluff right there, and right over here. Pretty sweet. It's not a place to have an incident, for sure. And I believe we are down here now. I see a bridge. Well, got a little water moving in the creek. It's not just crazy, but it's pretty cool. Go up here and see if we can find a place to park. Ooh. Oh man, that was a big old rut in the road there. That thing was about 1.5 feet deep. This is called Bark Shed Recreation Area. They got a little bathroom here, and this is one of the camping areas right here on the side of the creek. They got somebody's made a nice fire ring right here. There's an old bridge that goes over the creek. They've closed it. It's open to foot traffic, but it's an old-timey one. It's got a wooden deck on it, on a steel frame, a steel girder with a wooden deck. It's kind of neat. Man, that water is some kind of clear. No sediment in that. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. We can go up here and take a look at this old bridge for just a minute. So here they've got it closed off for vehicles. Got a piece of sheet metal laying on it here. Steel plate. The deck may have got a little not good. And here's the more of the creek and the bluff. Right here. So this old bridge is pretty cool. It's seen better days, but it's still standing. Got steel girders and a wooden deck. That's pretty cool. The old road that used to go over this bridge and continue on over to Push Mountain Road is now closed, and they've got a hiking trail. Hiking trail's back in here, and you can't get a vehicle in there. So that's kind of cool, I guess, if you like to hike. Really sweet. Nice shot of that bluff. We will continue on down the road here. See if we can head on to our next destination. This is a pretty steep little climb on a little ledge they've carved out on the side of this mountain above this little creek down here that made this gorge. They got some government gravel on it though. They put that on there last year, a bunch of this. But it's pretty up here alongside of this bluff, looking down on that creek. Woo. Just don't look too long or too hard. And don't meet any traffic on this little one-lane narrow road. That could be difficult. Man, it's pretty down here. I tell you, I love this. This is a really nice national forest area here in the Ozark National Forest. It's pretty sweet. That Delcovic talking to you. Ooh, little washboard action. It's nice to have some front forks that actually work when you get in those. Doesn't jar your teeth loose. It just kind of soaks that stuff up and works. Yeah, boy. Here's the old bridge, the old one lane. It's a big old high rascal. It's up in the air. Pretty nice. This is a fee area. We'll see if we can pay our way in here. So here's a little creek they've dammed up down here. And I guess this is Gunner Creek because they call this the Gunner Pool Recreational Area. And this is the pool that the little dam made, so I'm going to assume this is Gunner Creek. I could be wrong, you just never know. Here is the dam they built. It's masonry, rock blocks, quarried rock blocks. built back in the 20s by the Works Project. Putting people back to work, 20s and 30s. That's pretty cool. Can't beat that. All right, we had a look at Gunner Pool, the little dam they made there. We're gonna run down here. They got a bluff that's got a little geology to it. We'll take a look at it real quick while we're here. It's kind of cool. Got people camping down here as well. I didn't know they got campsites. So here's a pretty cool bluff right here. It's a big one. On this bluff, we got people swimming down here. Got limestone down here. The lower stripe you see, that's all limestone. That was laid down in a shallow ocean 400 some million years ago. Then on top of that, the roundish rock you see, that's sandstone sitting right on top of the limestone. So the ocean's probably receded. This became coastal. Could have been a beach. But a large amount of sand was deposited in here. And then on up to the top of the mountain is more limestone. This is sandwiched in there. So the oceans came back and went to making more limestone above it later on. Really pretty though. Well, we'll run back up the road here, go over this bridge again. Beautiful, really pretty. We'll run out here real quick for just a minute. There's the waterfall that we looked at earlier. That's really sweet. Yes, sir. It just doesn't get much better than that right there. That is really pretty. This time we're leaving Gunner Pool for sure. If I can get back on this without hurting myself. Which way do we go here? Okay, we go this way. This is a new way for me. I've never been on this road, so we'll see if we can get out of here on it, or if it turns into a goat trail. I guess either way it'd be all right. I can tell it's the road less traveled already. I'm not seeing any government gravel, so it's not the main way in or out. This is an alternate route. Oh, jeez. Now, how long has that been laying there? The leaves are barely wilted. I'm going to say that's not been there too long. It probably fell. It may have fell last night. We'll take this up to the next junction, and then we'll have to stop and get more directions. How does that sound? This is really sweet. This is beautiful. Just half of the road. Yep, here's the highway right here. Well, we've made it to 5 Highway. We'll head back to Calico Rock now and take a look at that. Here we are just about to make it into Calico Rock, Arkansas right here. So the town's built right on top of the bluff here on the White River. Really a scenic little place. We'll get up here and take a look at the river and the town, take a ride through. All right, let's take a look at Calico Rock. Pretty sweet little town. I've actually got a video just on this town. It's an old river port town from the 1840s, 1850s. Is when the steamboats used to come. This was as far as the steamboats would come, up to this right here at this dock. That was it. On upstream here, just a mile or so, are some rapids, and there wasn't no way they could get over those. So it's a pretty cool town. I'll put a link in the description for a video if you just want to see Calico Rock. It's got some really old buildings and stuff from back in the day. A lot of it burnt down and had to be rebuilt, but there are some over here in Old Town. There's some old buildings from rock buildings from the 1850s. Down here is the old riverboat port dock where the riverboats used to come up to. It was as far as they went. So this little landing, there's a rock, some rocks they built in here that used to greet the riverboats that come up the river here, and this was as far as they went. This is all filled in with sediment, but I'm sure they had that dredged out back in the day so those boats could get up in here. So this is the White River here at Calico Rock, and like I say, the steamboats back in the 1840s and 50s and 60s. I don't know how late the steamboats ran. They could get up to here, the smaller ones. They would offload cargo downstream. There's another town, another port town, and the bigger boats would offload to smaller steamboats, paddle wheels, and then they would bring it on up to here and passengers and take them back. I'll put a link for the video. I've got a video just on Calico Rock. Pretty good video if you like that kind of stuff. Take a look at it. All right, we'll drive through town and then head on up towards the world headquarters. Some of these old buildings back in here, you can see the rock. These are old buildings, but these are actually newer than, these aren't 1850s or 60s, because the whole main street burnt down in the 1870s or 80s, and they had to rebuild all that stuff, and I'm sure they reused a lot of it. The rock buildings, they burnt out. I like these old buildings from the 1870s and 80s. They're pretty cool. Human beings got to be pretty good rock stackers back in the day. Well, folks, I appreciate you all hanging out with me, riding around in the Ozarks National Forest here in north central Arkansas, just below Mountain Home, Arkansas. We got to see some cool places there along Sylamore Creek in the Ozark National Forest. We got to take a quick look at Calico Rock, Arkansas there. If you want to see more on that, it's a cool old town. I'll put a link in the description below for the video. You can check that out. I invite you to come back and see me. We'll go somewhere and do something else. Till I catch up with you again, y'all take care of yourselves. We'll catch you next time.